Shaun, why are you doing this podcast?
Well, for me, why I'm doing this is construction is cool. Construction is really, really cool. And, I'm fortunate to sit at this table with all of you here today. I've learned so much from you guys over my 20 years in doing this, and so many other people, that I meet out on our job sites, other safety people, tradespeople. Everybody's got a unique story, a unique background. We're all coming together to build these beautiful buildings and, create different skylines and, roads and bridges and whatnot. And it's really cool stuff. And I think that there's, a lot of opportunity for other people to share and hearing of these stories of these people that are doing this work, and hopefully learn and grow together. I agree with, what Doug said. We're at a point now that we've made some incremental changes in the industry for the better of the people that are in it, but there's a long way to go. And we're now faced with an opportunity to come together to help make, better tomorrow for so many people. And we can't do that individually. So here are 4 competing companies coming together to say, let's talk safety, let's talk construction, let's find a better way to make all of our lives a little bit easier, safer, in a really cool industry.
The big question I wanted to ask, and I hope that this kind of informs people that listen down the road, is what are your individual philosophies on safety? Because I know everybody has different approaches just because different personalities.
Philosophy. Well, when I went to school for safety, I kind of found out about it at Keene State, started studying it and realizing, how many people get hurt or killed every year. I really was really surprised. I had no idea. I went to Keene, quite honestly, to be a gym teacher. And then I didn't like that much, and I heard about safety. I said, well, this is kind of cool. So I kept learning about it, and I really was just surprised. And I said, nobody can figure this out. And I guess I like problems. And I think this is like safety in itself and worker health and protection, I kind of think is like one of those big puzzles to try to figure out. And, like a lot of you guys have already said, early on, it's you have to be a technical expert. So early in your career, you really need to know what you're talking about. So sometimes you can come across a little high and mighty, right? I think we probably all made that mistake. I know I have. Sometimes I still do. I hate myself for it, but it happens, right? It's because you want to. You don't want to be insecure. You want to come across. When you're younger, it's more important to be that. So you drive in compliance, and then as time goes on, you're realizing it's not just what the book says. Like Doug, you said, it's not just another policy. There's a lot of other ways to tackle this, and so that ultimate puzzle just kind of gets more complicated the further you start to tackle it, and you start to tackle it with a bunch of other people. So my feeling is, around safety is to ingest as much as you can, speak to as many people as you can about themselves, about their surroundings. How do they feel when they're showing up to work? How do they feel when they're leaving work? And definitely realize that, when people feel good, when they feel safe and secure, they're going to perform better. That's a fact. And they're going to, what's that?
And respect it.
And respect it, right. And so quickly, you've got to have your policies because you can't have more than one citation on an inspection, right, Bob?
Right.
You've got to have your policies in place that are well communicated, but also in a way that people can get information back to you. And I think that's a big gap in our industry. It certainly is, in from what I've seen in my career. Like we can create these policies and communicate them, from our client or ourselves on down the line. But really, I always find that there's a gap coming back from those that need it the most to have the biggest voice. Sometimes they have the smallest voice. So filling that gap in is very important. So they feel heard and respected, right? That's important. And when that happens, because we've all seen it happen, we've got those terrific jobs that just everything's in harmony with one another. It's not safety's on a pedestal. It's safety's part of the process, as well as quality, as well as schedule, as well as communication. And those jobs, when they run smooth, they're awesome. They're the best jobs to visit. The morale on the job are high. The engagement is super high, and we always turn it over on time, under budget, right? Just feeling good. So, I'd like us to get there on all jobs and within all of construction. How do we do that? I'm still trying to solve for that.